Hello, welcome to Bike Matters. My name's Alex. That's the Pan America 1250 special. That's the sports directors joining the journey. And we're going to do a little final thoughts video. We've got Cardo communications. Mine's off. Let's turn that on and then we can chat away.
Hello.
Felix connected. Nice. Right, so Pan America 1250 special. Had this in for a couple of weeks. It's been a beautiful little tour friend to us. Camera looking good. Sweet. Yeah, so this is a proper nice route we're going to take and just chat about the Pan America.
How exciting.
Very exciting. Right, let's go. Right, I just need to remember how to get to this route. It's not too far away. As soon as we're there, we know we're there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed when you've been riding this around as well, but that auto squat function is a bit of a weird one. Because it's really nifty, it's really handy, and quite innovative for Harley to include it.
Oh, sorry, that's what they've called it. It's the auto squat.
It's like adaptive ride height, but
okay, yeah,
auto squat. Auto squat sounds fun.
Yeah. I like that more. That's what they should have called it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the manufacturers are going to jump in and be like, we want auto squat on our bikes.
Give us all auto squat.
But yeah, it's an interesting one. Steady on there, Doris.
Cheers, love. Oh, a nice little bend.
Don't forget this is a 30, so
Oh, yeah. The gap between us seems to tell me that you might not be doing 30 here, Alex.
Oh no, I'm absolutely doing 30. We just sped up the footage.
Oh, yeah.
My zip's open. I want to make sure my zip is shut before we get here.
Yeah. Always have your zipper shut when you can.
Yeah, we don't want anything flying out. Right, that's shut. Can't. Now this is
Especially
60.
not.
Let's go.
Oh, let's go.
Quick shift is lovely on this as well.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to have on a bike like that. There's been some inconsistencies, but I've put that down to mainly user error on my behalf.
Yeah.
And it's just something that you can absolutely adapt to. But yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it?
It's like the blipper function, isn't it? That
Yeah.
auto blips you into the next gear.
So I sort of had it where I'm shifting up and it blips because I'm preloading the lever. And like I say, totally user error and something that you would get used to very quickly. But if you're used to kind of pumping up through the gears without a quick shifter and you start preloading that lever, you're going to have a bit of a weird time.
Yeah, for sure. Because I haven't experienced it too much, and I do use the clutch every now and again anyway, even though it's got the quick shifter. Because I know Harley did, put out there. Get past this guy, he's chilling. I know Harley did say out there that the quick shifter replaces the clutch, and they want people to just use the clutch instead. Sorry, the quick shifter instead of the clutch. But I don't know. Sometimes when you've got that inconsistency, you just want to use the clutch anyway.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's kind of one of those things where, especially at low speed, they've done a really good job with making that quick shifter extremely user-friendly. So where in towns and stuff like that, you'd be expecting to, you're worried you don't want to be lurching around the place, but it is incredibly smooth, especially at the lower RPM. Stay sort of under 4k RPM, and you're going to have a wicked time with that quick shifter.
Yeah, absolutely. How about this road as well, man? This is only the start.
Yeah.
It's just so open and nice.
This is a beautiful road.
Because especially for this Pan America, 150 brake horsepower, huge amount of torque as well, and you can just really let its voice be heard and sing and open, dance around the corners. It's just beautiful. Because it's just like long sweeping bends, and
yeah, dude, I'm still going round.
Having the control and the way that this bike handles in the bends is just, you do have to work it. You do have to find where you want to turn before you get there.
Yeah.
This is our famous sweeping bend here.
Oh, this is it. Now this thing, man. Whoa. You got to let me catch up for a sec. Yeah. No, it's just that particular sweeping bend really swept me off my feet nearly.
Oh, jeez. The big wheel on that, eh?
The thing is this one you just have to get used to it. I think that's something you can say about both of these bikes though. There's elements that you just need to adjust your riding to.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure.
And if you want the badge, and if you want the style, you want the sound, and you just love these bikes, then you're going to adapt every single day, aren't you?
Yeah, no, exactly. And especially for this one, the Pan American, because there's so many rivals out there in terms of, you know, the GSs of the world, the Target 1200s, the KTMs, you know. There's so many alternative options, but if someone wants that Harley character, you jump on this and you definitely know you're riding a Harley.
Oh,
that Revolution
time.
Max engine is going to be a lot to do with that. But even just the way that you sit astride it, like your elbows are out and you've got that sort of Harley glide feel. So I've done a long distance journey on this one in terms of going to the Triumph factory to speak about their 400s that are coming out. And it was just so easy to ride. And you know, I've even said in the first impressions ride that it's just so stable at speed. And though the petrol tank doesn't enjoy the sort of long distance speedy riding, it just seems to drink fuel at that sort of rate. But if you're riding sensibly, it will do it.
I think the stability comes through in sort of so many different ways. So like the touring speeds, right? When you're sort of sat at 75 on that thing, with the stability and the gearing, you're really low in the RPMs, and it's so confidence inspiring. You think I could just comfortably sit here for hours, and the bike's not going to hate it. I'm not going to hate it. I really rate that. I really do. Honestly.
So then, I suppose the next point with that is going to be the suspension. And again, we haven't ridden this one off road because it's the full like touring 4K pack on there to give it the full price of what, 24 grand or thereabouts.
Yeah.
So we've not done any off-roading with this really, but it's been quite nice to ride this just on road because you know, previously I've ridden this off-road and it was really good. But the suspension with that semi-active way it works, you know, depending on the ride mode you flick it in, it just is really stable. And that, I guess, of course, contributes to how stable it feels mid-corner. And
massive.
if you've got it in like a sport mode, it will feel a lot more sporty than when you're in the rain mode. I guess that kind of nicely goes into, there's what, 9 rider modes on this, as well as like a load of customizable ones, and you can really just make exactly what you need and want.
And we found, haven't we, the actual customization, you really do create your own. It's very in depth. We've created the wacky mode, as we call it, for both of these bikes, and it is absolutely silly, but it does mean that you have pure customization. Oh, radio on.
Exactly.
Radio on. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Right, it's gone.
But that's the thing, man. When you've got like your customization modes, like you've got A and B, and you can set A as like a sort of super sporty mode that's got all the throttle response you'd ever need. All of the suspension character that you'd need. Why does this person go 30? Tank size is good. You fill up and you get at least 200 miles out of it.
Ridden conservatively, ridden very conservatively, you can get the miles out of it. And that is one thing, there is a sweet spot where you kind of go from being what feels extremely economical to just absolutely burning through the fuel at an incomprehensible rate. Like, I had a bit of a blast on it the other day and it just went through it. Like, yeah, well, this is the thing. So exactly that, when I was riding out to Triumph, I was taking it nice and steady. As you say, I was flicking through the gears really early, so I was riding, you know, sometimes 40 in 6th gear and just not shifting down, and it was fine, it was good. But then when I filled up and continued on, I sort of picked up the pace when I was riding back, and it basically went to red, and I'd done about 140 miles or something like that. Take a little left here, maybe get into the church this way. Is this where the parking is? I'm not sure. Ooh. Oh, it doesn't look like it, does it?
I suppose one other point on this, the indicators, real quick.
Yeah.
I found that you flick left or right to indicate as normal, then you have to flick left or right to cancel it, and it's so unintuitive, but it does actually work once you figure out that that's what you need to do. Is there a little spot here we can go in?
Oh, hey, oh.
No.
Yeah, let's not go that way.
No,
the indicators, I was just going to say, because we went around that bend, did it, I forgot how to use them again, and was just sat there mashing the indicator, hoping it would stop. And it is,
Well,
again, that's another user error thing, you know. That is something that is down to me not knowing how it works. And when I do know how it works, you can just avoid it and it's okay.
Should we go down left here?
Yeah.
And we just park up and just do some like final thought bits.
Yeah.
And you know, even with that, so that, again, the electronics play in here, and you've got your auto cancel and all of that kicks in as well, and that does work really nicely. Where should we go?
Where are we, dude? This is like proper hills have eyes.
See, it's just sagged down, and it's unnecessary for me because now I feel like I'm on a cruiser.
Oh, dude, you actually look like your legs like the bend there.
As a tall rider, unnecessary.
Sort of frog walking my way.
Oi. So this is another one. As you said, and as we found out, the side stand on here, when you have to really, it's like about here you have to lean it, and off camber, it's just like that is actually touching, and we're probably about what 15-20 degrees lean.
Yeah.
It's just a bit unsettling. You have to really hoik it onto its leg.
It's not the make or end all when you're on the bike, but when you're off the bike, that's where it starts getting dodgy. If you're on a hill, you're holding that front brake in a bid to not let it get away from you, and then you've got to try lean it right over and then do the whole thing. The best way I've found is just to hold onto the grab rail, dip it like that, kick the stand out, but you're not going to be able to do that on every hill.
Exactly. And this is the thing, you know, these grab rails, plastic. Not ideal. This is all plastic. This key's come off, and this one feels like it's on the way out as well. So there's a few things, and we did find earlier, this isn't waterproof. It's
not waterproof. So, I mean, this one I think could have about 2 pints in it. Because it's got this. We had some bad rain, but on the top box it's not been so bad because obviously it's horizontal. But on this box in particular, cranked it open the other day, and a big trickle of water fell out, which I obviously drained out, especially with it on the angle. Put it back, shut it up again, chucked my bag in there, checked it again a day later, and more water came out of it.
Wild. Yeah, no, I mean, for the £4,000 accessory kit, you'd also get the tank bag, and you get an air filter and the quick shift as part of that as well, which is nice. Steering damper here as well. And overall, see, this is the thing, this is what I find about the Harley, the Pan America. It's quite a different bike. It's nice to look at. It has different characteristics and quirks and...
Absolutely. If you want something different, this could be the remedy to that. If you're in the adventure bike market, right? Like the big adventure bike market, this really could be something that would set you apart from the GS crowd, etc.
Exactly. And see, this is where we were talking about it the other day. Oh, of course someone's coming down. We're going to have to move.
Yeah, we've got a trucker.
Oh, he's not even coming down here. Well, we're just getting an alternative angle. Beautiful. Yeah, so in terms of pricing of these, the standard one's like, what, 20 grand?
£20,020.
£20, yeah. So when you get that as standard out of the box, like, it's still going to do all the things you need. Whether or not then you want to get your Harley accessory bits on there as well.
Yeah.
But then if you start looking at the 2021 models, because they've dipped in price a bit, you can get them for significantly less. But then you start looking at the fact that it's a year one production model and it's going to have a few...
If it's dropped that much in value, even the 2022 ones, you know, we were seeing them for about 13 grand. If it's had that steeper thing, a steeper price drop, there's normally a reason for that.
Exactly. But see, this is the thing. It feels like we're knocking the bike, but it's actually very fun to ride. It's been really enjoyable to have it in, the way it rides, the way it handles. The fact that it's just that V-twin power that, you know, I've caught myself doing it a lot in towns and 40s and stuff. You just drop off, go down to like 10 miles an hour and then just whip on the power.
I think it is, it's kind of that thing where it's easy to pick out the faults straight away.
Yeah.
But like you say, the engine, I've never even been on a V-twin, so to jump on the 1252cc Revolution Max motor like this has been a great experience.
Now this is another thing I think I did actually forget to mention. The TFT is nice and clear, nice and, you know, easy to read and that. You can't do anything with the side stand down because you can't get past this screen.
Oh dude, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's
I
just
saw it on that one when I fired it up earlier when I had the side stand down that it said warning side stand down, but I didn't try going through it. Can you even the home button?
Yeah, nothing. Press and hold the home
You
indicators.
can use you can use the indicator, can you?
You can use the indicators, yeah, which is great.
Sweet.
But you just can't do anything. And, you put it on the centre stand, you can.
Mm.
I think. Should we try?
Yeah, it's probably worth a go, right?
Oh, yes.
What a
Right,
beast.
flick slice on up. Oh, it can't go up because the centre stand's down. But it's sort of up, sort of down. Oh, that's fun.
So hold on.
Wait a minute.
So wait. Yeah. So you have to have the side stand up, then go full stand. That's a bit silly, isn't it? That I'm not gonna lie. That is very silly.
The side stand is still down according to this as well.
Yeah,
tiny bit silly.
Yeah, that's a weird one. I've never seen that before on a bike.
Yeah.
Say you're in the garage or whatever doing bits.
You have to. Yeah. Well, okay.
I'll get on the other side. It is all. We're getting it off the side stand. I'm sure anyone who's a proper adventure bike rider. I'm just a basically. Getting it off the full stand is terrible.
No, it is terrifying because you've got all of that weight suddenly just rocking forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now the side stands. Can you deploy it whilst this?
No?
No, tucked away. Yeah, so then you can go in here and you can go into the settings and stuff like that, go through the map and setting, customization, ride mode, all this stuff. And that's great fun, but with the side stand down, there's a whole fiasco.
I've never seen that before. Maybe there's a reason for it. Probably
is, yeah. But I don't understand because you should be able to just say, yeah, I know the side stand's down because I'm sat on the bike. But in any case, I like the colour as well, I've got to say.
Yeah, I do like. I think the colour palettes could be better. Just you've got the yellow, the grey, and then the black. I did like the old blue. I like the old blue and white.
The green one's nice as well. That was from I think last year.
Yeah.
That green edition was nice, but
if you're in the market of a £24,000 bike, I don't think you can have a problem with getting the paint redone.
No, exactly. That's the thing.
So, braking on here?
The rear brake is a bit...
The rear brake.
Yeah, because it's electronically linked in it, and, the front has a bit of activation of the rear, which is nice, and then the suspension stops it diving about, so it is really nice overall, but if you just apply the rear, nothing really happens, and it's a bit of a weird one.
Happens. And I think as well, kind of when you're at a stop, you don't quite I'm quite used to having the biting point being just there, whereas when you're at a stop, you're almost on your tippy toe on it to make sure that is down, because it proper reaches, doesn't it? Like now we've preloaded the lever, it's not going to go anywhere, but when you're on the road, it is like really far down.
Proper.
It's really
you have to
far
tuck
down.
in your foot to get there, and. No, I mean, it's an interesting one because once you get used to it, again, as with all bikes, you understand how much you can use the rear as opposed to the front.
Totally.
But, you
and this is very front heavy, front brake heavy. This is much more like, even at low speed, right? You're kind of doing a bit of this like at low speed and stuff. And where you'd normally just rely on the rear brake, I've had it a couple times where I've thought, oh yeah, just going around this slope and bend on a hill, apply the rear brake, pretty much nothing happens.
Yeah, well,
again,
this is it.
It's just adjusting the riding to it, and ultimately a 250 kilogram bike with the 128 newton meters of torque, the rear brake isn't going to do.
No, exactly.
Be proper stopper.
And when you've got massive Brembos at the front, you're just going to use those. Span adjustable levers and all that, of course. But yeah, you just want to use those. Oh, and also auxiliary lights. They're nice and fun.
Oh, they're very nice. So the OEM setup on them, everyone is flashing me. So I think you may need to look at dropping them a little bit, and especially at dusk. I've been riding at dusk, and where you need those lights on because your daytime running light isn't gonna cut it. I'm just, I feel like an arsehole. Everyone's flashing me.
When I did have this for the long little ride that I had. When I got back, I was then riding in the evening real quick. Not proper dark, but I was taking a few country lanes. And I had the exact same issue where some people were just looking at the bike. I didn't even have these on. I think it was just cornering light, and they were just like, yo. I'm like,
just flashing you.
But yeah, no, I've really enjoyed it. It's going to be sad to see it go, really. Would I buy one? I'm not sure. I don't know if I would really, but that's just purely because I think there's other bikes out there that do the job a tiny bit more refined and better. But if you're looking for the Harley Davidson and you want an adventure bike, because obviously we've got the Sportster over there, and that's won my heart over a little bit more. But the Pan America certainly has its place. As a final thoughts, I think that pretty much rounds up the bike because it's got its place. It's really nice to see Harley doing something different, and you know, I reckon, especially where they're going to be doing this out in, was it Milwaukee as their HQ area, there's probably so many of these running around there and just exploring the trails and the environment out in America. But for UK roads, it's actually very, very good fun. And
oh, definitely. And for the long tour as well, I think, you know, this again, like we said, with the sort of stability at speed, the way the engine sits nice at low RPM at cruising speeds and stuff, I really think you could whip around the UK on one of these just like it was nothing.
Honestly. And that's the thing. That's what people want to see about Harley Davidson's, doing some new things, because, you know, especially with their aging demographic, they're in a position where they're trying to appeal to a new segment of rider, and adventure bikes is definitely where people are going to be finding some interest in Harley.
It seems, isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly. And, you know, naturally, again, we're going to have the review on the Sportster out as well, if it's not already out. But this has certainly got its place, and I've really enjoyed it. But would I buy one? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But I still give it a big thumbs up as a fun bike. And a different bike, you know what I mean? It's something that is really different. Stands apart from the crowd. If you want a Harley, you're going to buy it anyway, so it doesn't matter what anyone thinks. And you'll love it, I think.
Honestly.
I love, like, one thing I must say about, I think it is a stunning bike. Very controversial opinion. I feel like Judge Dredd on it. I feel like I'm just going to go, you know, liberate people from their free will.
Honestly. America. But anyway, I think we'll call the video there. I think we've chatted enough about it. And I think it's a lovely bike. It's got its place. It's been very interesting riding it. Pose as we close out the video. I mean, comment down below if you think that this is going to be the best adventure out on the market.
Like we said, if you want a Harley, this is what you got, and you're going to buy it. If you want a Harley, you're going to buy it. You like these bikes, you're going to buy them, and there's a market.
They have a unique charm. Charm, and that's something that a lot of bikes lack nowadays. So it's good to see. But of course, like, as I say, comment, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and ciao from me.
Ciao.